The Harper contains foul language and adult material. If you are easily offended and thin-skinned, you should hit the stop button now. And if you are not a complete idiot, let's get this party started.
Let's get down to brass tacks, gentlemen. If I was informed correctly, the clock is ticking. Is that right, Jimmy?
You know, but good luck arguing that in court. Let me get down to brass tacks.
Listen, let's get down to brass tacks here. How much for the 8?
Jack, let's just cut the crap and get down to brass tacks here.
Are you hating on Neil Diamond?
Holy fuck Neil Diamond.
Our dream of deathmatch is going to come to fruition, and my golden ticket is going to pay off.
Hoo-ah.
Don't you fucking hoo-ah me, motherfucker.
I want the ability to time travel.
Dumb. This is stupid. Welcome to the Harper, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jake. With me, as always, my sidekick, Adam on the Harper.
That's right.
How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing good. You're getting a little out of control there.
Sorry.
The third take will do that to you.
Well, as you guys know, there's not a whole lot of editing that goes on this show to where if we restart, that means that something went horribly awry, and it did for a minute there.
I had this fabulous idea that we would remain nameless, but it wasn't a good idea.
It just worked out weird.
It was like, when you run into that weird person that you haven't seen in ages that you don't want to talk to, but you just like staring at each other. Who's going to say something?
So worse is when they come over, they're like, hey, Adam, you're like, hey, man.
Hey, Jim.
David-ish? I don't know. All right, so welcome to the show. It's been a couple weeks, so welcome back to all of our little listeners. We have been working on our side piece, which is going to be debuting soon, The Gallows. I'm sure you're tired of hearing about it. It's almost here.
He's talking about another podcast.
Yes, we are launching our second podcast.
Not a side piece like some side action.
Oh, I thought you meant like constitutional carry. Like,
no,
damn, bitch.
No, you've already got all that taken care of.
I got concealed, but not constitutional yet. We don't have that here yet in Ohio.
Oh, see, I don't know what you're talking about.
But it's coming.
Anywho.
Two different things. Anyway, tonight's my mama said, tonight's public service announcement is brought to you by Miller High Life.
Not tonight.
Take it away, Adam.
It's brought to you by Great Lakes Brewing Company, the Edmund Fitzgerald Porter.
Which
is tasty.
Which, now that you have drank it multiple times and you love it,
has ruined me for all of the beer.
You're not allowed to call it Edmund Fitzgerald anymore.
The Eddie Fitz.
You have to call it the Eddie Fitz. If not, you're not cool.
That's what I'll be doing whenever I'm like going through withdrawals. I'm having the Eddie Fitz.
That's right. People that carry satchels call it Edmund Fitzgerald. Could you get me an Edmund Fitzgerald, please?
Edmund Fitzgerald.
All right, so we took that one a little too far.
No, we didn't. I think it was perfect.
Okay.
Comedic.
Where can people find
pleasure.
us? Where can people find us if they haven't already found us, but somehow they found us and are listening to us now?
I don't think I have that set up yet. Oh, wait. Yes, I do.
Oh.
Okay, so if you go to theharperguys.com, scroll down the left side, the very first, if you just want to listen to us, download all that good stuff.
Right.
Scroll down the left side. The very first option is iTunes. Go there.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Give a review. All that good stuff.
Yeah, you can give a 5-star review,
I told you guys.
It'd be great.
The 50th review that I see a name associated with it, I will give a T-shirt out.
Yes,
you know what? The Hateful Eight don't even want this T-shirt.
Man.
No one is. They're like.
And size is no option.
That's right.
We'll pay the $3 upcharge if you have to go big and tall. Like
you know what?
We are not cheap on this show.
We're not going to be sending out smalls.
No.
Okay?
Unless you need one, then you're still cool too. Don't worry. But
that's right.
So, if you need a schmedium, we got you.
So subscribe there, like there, download all that good stuff.
Something.
Then there's plenty of other platforms on there. There's Google Play, there's Spotify, Stitcher, all these other ones. But then you can go to YouTube. You can see our wonderful, pretty mugs on
Yeah.
YouTube. Subscribe there, so that way when we fire off some content, you'll know about it. Plus, every once in a while, we do a live stream.
Yeah, we will.
So we used to do the live streams quite often. Now we're pulling them back for special occasions.
Yeah, don't be afraid to give us a shout out on your social media page. We're always happy to reciprocate on that as well. We've had some great other podcasts we've worked with. Been a little while since we've met some new podcast friends on the Harper side of things, so we're looking forward to getting some more of those out there pretty soon.
Yep. So over here we've got at the Harper on Twitter. Over here we've got at Gallows Podcast
Yes,
on Twitter.
it's a little bit different.
So
We'll get y'all dialed on that. Don't worry about that until we get to Gallows launch.
if you want
That's
to
gonna be a
worry
good
about
time.
it, you guys can multitask, listen, and go to Twitter.
That's
whatever
true.
You want.
Go to the Gallows Podcast on Instagram. You can see one post so far. There we go.
Hoo-ah.
Loaded up. So what are we going to do tonight? Tonight is officially, for those of you that have been around since the beginning, this is our first show after our 1-year anniversary, which was in the middle of the last week.
Yeah. If you've listened to the last couple of shows, one of the shows we were like, holy shit, we had a shitstorm of life, and we had a couple of weeks off, but we've kind of figured it out that we're only a few days after our 1-year anniversary, so
Yep.
this is our first show since that anniversary, so we're just going to call this our anniversary show.
Right. And the first show of what would be year 2 is show 53. So it actually works out really, really well. So one a week like we always try to plan for you.
Right, even though we're cutting back, and we're only going to probably do 26 this next calendar year,
Yeah.
which isn't...
We'll
you
see
know,
how it goes.
Our fiscal year
We
is,
got a long winter.
our fiscal year is down here in September somewhere,
All right.
at 9 o'clock.
So we just need to start. It's time. That was enough of a public service announcement. Let's give them what they want. What are we harping about tonight? This is a blind night for me. It's like a blind date. I don't know what we're harping about.
Jake doesn't need much. I'm just going to give him little crumbs.
That's right.
And he'll be fine. Tonight I'm just going to be honest with everybody. It was just kind of a weird week in between the two recordings. Well,
That means he
actually-
was happy.
Yeah. So actually, it was 2 weeks since we recorded. So for whatever reason, I could not grasp on anything that just pissed me off that I hadn't already harped about.
Must be nice.
Yeah. So I just went online and got some lists of things that pisses everybody off for the most part. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through our show here. We are going to listen, and every time you get a new number one, bing, new number one from the list.
Okay.
And if you have to swap out that number, we're not going to do like a top 5. We're just going to go through
That's
these.
fine.
And you stick with the number one. I'm going to stick with the number one. It might be the same number one.
I understand the rules of the game.
You guys can comment in the wherevers, in the comments, or the or wherever you want to put your feedback in
Send us an email. I
at
don't know,
the
shit.
harperguys@gmail.com.
Nice. You got it.
Yeah.
Right. Give me
Anyways,
one.
Here we go.
There we go.
The first one. When you go to the store specifically for one product and it's out of stock or discontinued altogether.
Yes, true. So you've heard me talk about online shopping. Huge fan of online shopping, especially online grocery shopping. Fuck trying to deal with that. But one thing that I now have to change because of last week is no more allowing substitutes. I ordered a particular brand of razors that I use all the time, and they were out of them. So they gave me another brand of razor.
Oh, because when you order online,
Yeah, there's a little check button for you can allow substitutes.
or like the next best type of thing.
Well, yeah, like they'll find something that's like, so if you ordered like the 12 pack of Pringles individuals, if they don't have the 12, they'll give you like the 16 pack.
Okay, but for the same price, right?
Yeah. They don't check the price up on you. Where they got me was they said that it was a comparable item. It was a different brand. I don't own the fucking razor handle, so I've got
Well,
a
that's-
10 pack of fucking razors that do me no good.
So if you had not had that checked, would they have just not included the razors?
They would have removed it from my bill and reduced it from what they had charged me.
Roger that.
Yes. So that was my life lesson for the week. One of the few things that I really needed that particular week to where I had to make another trip out to a different store, find what I fucking needed. I got it now. As you can see, I'm all prettied up again, So,
This is once a month.
yeah, that pisses you right off, though. When there's one thing that you're looking for, that's cute. I appreciate that. Well, yeah, have you ever ran into that to where that's so far this is my number one.
Okay, I guess it'll be mine too.
Have this ever happened to you where you go for one thing?
I mean, I was trying to think about it, and yes, for sure. I mean, I've gone to the store and been like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like, I don't know. Maybe if they carry it, and I'm like hoping.
Yeah.
And then I search, and I'm like, ugh, there's the empty peg. Yeah, it's disappointing. But
I feel like Lowe's and beer places are like the bad places for this, though.
Right.
Walmart on a whole usually has what the fuck you're looking for, and if you can't find exactly, you can find whatever will make do with it. But I feel like there's certain times you need something particular from fucking Lowe's, and they're out. Or if you're like, this is the beer I want tonight, I know that I can get it here, and you go there and it's fucking out.
Yeah, but like I said, I was when you know. Like when you've walked by this product 2 or 3 times, you're like, I'm finally going to go buy it.
Yeah.
And then they're out. That is the worst.
Yeah. Well, that just makes you feel like a procrastinator, and you should have just pulled the trigger earlier.
Well,
though.
I mean,
I take a little bit of responsibility when that situation happens, though.
I know, but it's still like, fuck.
Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying.
Well,
If it was there and you had the opportunity, that's why I've gotten to the point where I try to not do that. If I see something and I'm like, yeah, if 5 minutes later I'm still in the store and I'm still thinking about the fact that I do want it, fuck it, 9 times out of 10. Unless it's an exorbitant amount of money, I'm going to get it.
I think probably as an adult, this doesn't happen as much. I think when I was a young 20-year-old or something, when I was just getting some decent money from the job.
Sure.
And I wanted to go spend it. And whether it was like a CD or a video game or something that I was like, oh, I got to have it. You know, one of those moments.
Right.
I got to have it. And then you just can't find it. And you go drive around to like 5 different stores.
Yeah.
And maybe you finally find it.
Oh, do I want to spend $65 on the new Guitar Hero? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
But then you did. So it was fun.
So, all right.
All right.
Number 2. Now, I don't know about this one, but I think I've come across it on my first iPhone.
Okay.
But when you do not pay for extra iCloud storage and you are forced to either not take a photo or delete older photos to make space.
It's fucking annoying. You know what? I'm just going to say this, though, and I laugh. What is it? Is it The Internship? What the fuck's the name of the movie with Vince Vaughn and the other dick from the Wedding Crashers? I can't stand him. Owen Wilson?
Yeah.
What's the one where they go to Google and they have an internship and they're like, nobody understands the cloud. I genuinely don't. I've had an iPhone for years. It's like right now, my iPhone, my iCloud storage is full. I've deleted like every message, every picture I don't want. I don't know how to unback up whatever's in there that I just don't fucking need anymore. So
See, here's my
it's annoying the shit out of me.
Here's my rule of thumb, and you can either follow it or not follow it. I never put any pictures on the cloud. I mean, unless it's like our Harper Dropbox,
Okay.
which is the cloud. But
Great. Now there's more shit in the cloud.
but I'm just saying, I feel like, and of course they can probably access your phone if they really wanted to. But your shit being up in the cloud. I mean, anybody from Google or iTunes or iPhone, Apple, whatever, just can peruse your shit.
But you know what? I feel like given what you do for a living, though, like this doesn't pertain as much to you. Like you work in IT. Like this is not a mystery to you like it is to other people as far as to how all of this shit works to where you're like, yeah, I'm just going to not do this.
No, but did
That
you
way
hear
it's
what-
not a problem.
did you hear what he said?
But you can take one step and you can avoid the entire problem. You know what step to take to make sure that you don't end up with a situation where like
But
the
you didn't
perfect
listen to
family
the
photos-
problem.
I did. I just
He
understood
says when
the
he
problem.
doesn't pay for extra iCloud storage, doesn't pay for anything extra, but he's still forced to.
Even if you pay for extra iCloud storage, though, you can fill the shit up. There's nothing saying that you can't fill it up. The point of the whole thing is when you get to the point where it's full.
You can't take another picture.
Whether it's 20 gigs, 5 gigs, whatever you got, when the shit's full, the shit's full.
Do you know how to really avoid this?
I'm sure you're going to tell us. Life hack coming your way.
Android.
That's stupid. That's
See,
just
in an
dumb.
Android, you can put an extra little micro SD and throw all your photos on there, up to like 128 gigs.
Yeah, no. That's like wanting to throw away my truck because it needs brakes and just getting a bicycle. That's the equivalent of what
No,
you're talking
that's
about. That's
like
dumb.
That's like being smart about your purchase. Anyways, moving on.
Not number one for me is that.
Definitely not for me because I don't ever have that problem. When you only packed a carry-on bag because you didn't want to check a bag in, but are forced to check a bag at the gate because there is no more overhead bin space on the plane.
Again, not a problem I deal with. Why? If I'm going to fly Southwest, I'm going to drop that $15. I'm going to get in Group B. There's going to be overhead fucking storage. All I ever take is a check bag, so I make motherfucking sure I get that check bag with me. My check bag ain't going nowhere. So this is the mute point for me because I plan ahead. But I plan ahead because I don't check bags. You know why? Because when I get off a plane, I got to have shit to deal with. I don't want to be fucking with going and get a check bag.
That's right.
So, no.
Now, I don't
Off the list
I
for
don't
me as well.
need it either because I take my carry-on.
Your satchel?
No, that's you. I've seen it laying around here somewhere. Or man purse. The Merce.
My Merce, I have a computer bag, if that's what you're referring to.
Anyways,
I can't carry it in a fanny pack. If they had fanny pack sized, like laptop sized fanny
Jesus
pack,
Christ.
holy shit, dude.
We would not be friends anymore.
I would rock that shit.
A laptop.
Dude.
A laptop accessible fanny pack.
That's what I need now. Just pull out my laptop, bam.
You can't see my midsection because of my fanny pack.
Well, it's supposed to be around the other side. That's why it's called a fanny pack.
But nobody abides by those fanny. It's a belly pack.
One of
belly bag.
One of our friends at work was running on the track a couple weeks ago, and he was properly wearing the fanny pack. I was like, extra points for you, buddy.
All right, here. Let's keep moving here. When you pay extra for a new upgraded Wi-Fi router, but it's still just as slow as your old one.
Yeah, that's welcome to number one for right now, because this just recently happened. I had a router that was so old. I know we talked about it on the show, but I had a router that was so old that they don't make them anymore. And I took it in, and they were like, huh, "Yeah, go ahead and give me that back." So I did, and they're like, "Do you want the new 5G one?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want the 5G one." And then I got home, and they're like, "Well, it's not really compatible. No, you're not going to quite have 5G with this." Then why did you make a big deal out of the fact that I got the fucking 5G one? So, yeah,
No good.
stupid.
Yeah, I'll put that one as my number one because anytime you're dealing with routers and internet providers, and it doesn't, it just pisses me off.
Yeah. So number one.
Okay, here's a good one. I can see how this one can piss off people, and it's pissed me off.
Then go first.
When your DVR cuts off the ending of your favorite TV show because it ran a few minutes over. Does that ever happen to you?
So there's two things to do here. I am an adamant UFC fan. I'm sure that's a shocker to most of you out there, but I'm a huge UFC fan, right? UFC, even when it starts on time at 10 o'clock, runs over almost all the time. So what do?
Well, you can be proactive and set your DVR to record 15 minutes later.
Every time,
Some
baby.
people even will do it a half an hour so they don't miss the shit.
I will go 2 hours on a UFC fight just in case something weird happens.
The problem is these new, like the YouTube TVs and the,
I have a pretty smart TV.
well, the YouTube TVs and the PlayStation View, you get free DVR with this stuff in the cloud.
Stupid.
But it doesn't know. Time is time. You can't set that shit to overlap.
Well, that's ignorant. Whoever
is.
set that up in there is an idiot.
Yep.
I almost used the R word.
All right. Here's another one. Oh, here's another iPhone. When you see your iPhone is at 12%, but then it suddenly dies.
I don't feel like that happens anymore. I feel like that was the
Is that old?
I feel like that was like the old versions of it, because now I feel like your iPhone gets to 1% and it's kind of like how your gas tank is rigged to be like, it's on E, but you actually have like 50 miles left to go. Because I've seen an iPhone hang on 1% for a long time.
Okay.
So I don't believe that's
That
the
might be-
issue that it used to be.
That might be old news.
There's a little bit
here.
of safety bank there.
Yeah.
Bottom of the list.
Safety bank. All right. Next, when you plan to sleep in but end up waking up early anyways and can't go back to sleep.
I mean, yeah, that's annoying. The only time that's super annoying to me is if I'm drinking heavy the night before. If I'm drinking and I'm up to like midnight, 1 o'clock, and I'm like, fuck it, I don't have to get up till 8 or 9, and then like our dogs decide at 6:30 that it's time for everybody to get up, I'm like,
But you've never had that day where you've like, okay, you're used to getting up at, let's just say 6 a.m. every day for work. Then it's Saturday, you're like, yeah, fuck it, I am sleeping in tomorrow till like 9. And then you get up at 6, and you just because your body's so used to it.
it's literally only ever because of drinking. Because I'm a person that firmly believes if I'm gonna get my ass up at 6:30 for the company, why not do it for myself? To where I get up early on the weekends all the time. My wife has gotten very upset with me multiple times because I wake up and I'm like, so you ready to go, George? You ready to go, George? Ready to go, George? Because she's like, fuck it, I want to sleep in, and I'm just not programmed that way. So
Yeah.
no, it doesn't really pertain.
It doesn't really pertain to me either because if I sleep in and I wake up,
Yeah.
my ass is going right back to bed. I'll go piss.
Yeah.
And then you
You got that ability, huh?
I can. I like to. I like to burn the midnight oil and
I'm a little jealous of that.
yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Well, you shouldn't be jealous of it because I'm tired a lot. Yeah. All right, here you go. When you go hungry to a party where the host said there was going to be some food, but when you get there, there's like hardly anything to eat or like maybe a bag of potato chips.
No, dude, that's a good time.
That's a good time.
That's a good time.
Why?
Because they have introduced to you what is one of my favorite things
Uber, Grubhub.
as a flourishing adult is hero moment. Be like, Oh, we're out of food? Let's order 7 pizzas, ladies and gentlemen. What's the address? Go ahead and get those on their way over here. Bam. Everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy.
And you were the genius.
Okay.
So, yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I've gone to a party before and like, oh, they're going to have some food. And probably I was later and the food was all gone.
Yeah.
Versus them not having any. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I got to go.
I'm angrier if they're like, yeah, food and beverages are provided. And then there's like, 12-pack for 19 people there. Like, you didn't do that right. That's terrible math. I saw what you did. You tried to hold us all back, and that's not how you party.
If you're going to host, you got to be prepared.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
if you're going to say, I'm providing the alcohol for the evening, you better have a substantial, even if people are drinking shit they don't want to at the end of the night, if you can be like, hey, there's still Miller Lite in there, shut your mouth.
Right. I mean,
but you can't advertise it and be like, man, I can't believe those 24 beers went so fast.
There's been many occasions where they sell, I know I'm moving on, but
you're fine.
At the time, and still, I enjoy the Miller High Life, but they sell that shit in 30 packs.
Yeah.
And when I'm having 12 people over, I'm going to get a 30 pack. Sorry, it's my beer, but
you don't mind slinging around a few, though, Oh, your buddy 6-pack's going, man, go ahead and grab a beer.
No, what I mean is it's for everybody.
Okay.
I'm throwing in there 30. That means you can all have like 2.5.
Yeah. You want to live the high life? Come on in.
Yep. If you don't mind stepping through my door.
Whoa.
All right.
I don't know what that meant.
Come and knock on my door. That's all.
All right, Jack Tripper.
One of your favorite shows.
I do love Three's Company.
Okay, here's another one.
All right.
When there are no spots in the parking lot and you see that asshole that took up 2 of them.
Number 1. I fucking hate those people. The only time that this is acceptable is if you're in a parking lot that's so huge, nothing's going to be full, and they're clear out in the neither regions.
Right.
If you're going to do that, I'm fine with that because you're protecting an investment because you don't want somebody to hurt your car or whatever. I'm fine with that. But when Jimmy Douchebag in the parking lot that's going to fill up, all of a sudden is 2/3 of his right tire is over the line to where there's no way possible to get in there without giving him an opportunity to fuck up your vehicle. Yes, super pisses me off. Like, I think that there should be a law to where, like, just like the mutual combat law, you should be able to find a police officer and be like, so he's over the line this far, I'm allowed to key his shit, right? Awesome. And then that person stops fucking doing that. It's a complete dick move. The only place that I would have like a reservation about that would be like an emergency room.
Right.
You get a mulligan here, and be like, I wanted that spot because, I got to get in there too, but I get it. So
you were probably flying in here because you had a problem.
Yeah. So that's moved to, what's number 1 currently on your list? I feel like you're
that one now. Driving, fuck.
Just parking spaces in general.
Parking spaces. I mean, how many times have you pulled in and that one asshole's been too close to the line and their car is just a piece of shit?
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck. Because if I park here, the bastard's just going to wreck.
Oh, yeah,
he
they don't
don't
give a
care.
fuck. No.
He don't care about his car.
Oh, you know what's worse than that is if you pull down, like you're going to pull into it, like you see somebody pulling out of a very busy parking place, like Christmas shopping. Like this all happens to all of us when we're Christmas shopping, right? You go someplace like the mall, it's fucking packed. You see the guy pulling out. When you've given him plenty of clearance and he starts backing out and then he's like, oh, and he pulls back in. Like, really? How much more room do you fucking need? If I give him any more room, that douchebag on the other side is going to take it. Like, what do you want from me? Fucking hate that shit.
I have a little joke you can play on people in parking spaces, especially older people.
Why you gotta fuck with old people?
Nah,
like, this isn't even funny to start with. Why are you fucking with old people, man?
Older, maybe not elderly. I'm just
up to what age?
Over the hill. I don't know. Anyways, you pull in, or let's see, because you're backing out, so you're leaving.
Yeah.
So you're about ready to leave. They pull in, and you just back up ever so slowly, and then all of a sudden, if you do it right and you get them right, they'll be like slamming on the brakes because they think their car's going forward. See, I know this trick, and I get
why?
And it's happened to me even before.
Why is that funny to do to a stranger though?
They're slamming on the brakes.
I mean, if you saw like your arch nemesis and you're like, ha ha ha.
But you would never get them because they're probably badass and they know what the shit's going on. But just some random stranger. Why would I walk into the back of Lowe's and tap on a piece of wood and pretend to hit me in the eye?
I don't know.
All right.
That's weird.
Yeah. It was fucking funny.
Not number 1 on my list.
That was fucking
Is
why.
Lowe's wood tapping.
All right, here's another one.
Okay.
When you're checking out at the store, this one, I hate this one. And and you move lines. So you go to the next line because it looks like it's a quicker line, only to have the line you were just in move faster. That's more funny and just frustrating.
That's where I'm like, just stay in your fucking lane. If you picked a lane, if you
know, but-
made you had 20 fucking choices and you chose that, there was 5% chance you were gonna take that one. Just fucking ride it out.
It's gonna happen that the one you pick, if you were in one and you go to that one, the other one's gonna start moving. It's kind of like when you're driving, you're like, oh, but traffic's starting to get a little backed up. You're like, this one looks like it should be a little quicker, and then everybody's going by.
Yeah. You know what's worse than that though is when that happens because the person bagging puts 2 items per bag. That fucking drives me nuts. I don't want to carry 600 bags in my house. Can you please fill the fucking bag up?
Just make sure you put the bread and the eggs on top.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna throw a new one out there. That's not on your list. And I don't know if this has ever happened to you, just because it made me think of it. With all the fucking parking
How
violations.
does he know it's not on my list?
I guarantee you, this is not on your list. I will bet you a beer.
I bet you. No, we need to do something to make you drink a beer.
If this is actually on your list, I will drink a beer.
Well, I have nothing to lose. Sure.
Okay. See? If you are ever on a turnpike and you have an Easy Pass, which I do, and you go through the Easy Pass lane and the person that is in he's trying to write it down. That's great. And the person in front of you pulls into the Easy Pass lane and has a fucking ticket. Because there's nobody to take their fucking money. I sat for 10 fucking minutes the other day behind this fucking asshole.
Were you laying on the horn?
Dude, I'm just sitting there staring. Like, I was to the point, like, it had been like a 12-hour day at
So
this
you
point.
knew what was going on.
Oh, yeah, I still had 2 hours of driving to get home. I'd had a long day, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm just, like, with every minute, I'm just like, and, like, they had what made me mad is, we obviously are from Ohio. They had an Idaho fucking license plate. I'm like, go back out to the middle of fucking nowhere and ruin somebody else's day, you potato eating fuck.
It was probably Sup.
So ignorance on the fucking turnpike
It was Joe Sup.
moves up.
Joe Sup.
And it was that. No, it was. Okay. So there was another thing that really bothered me about this. And yeah, I'm a sexist pig on some level. I don't give a fuck. Deal with it. When you're taking a road trip with you and the wife, how often is the wife driving?
Mine never.
Road trip 6 hours or less.
Never.
Never. Not 1 minute, right?
Not 1 minute.
No. She gets to sit over there, play on her phone, do her thing, enjoy her time. You do you.
La-da-dee,
Right. I'm going
la-da-da.
to enjoy the control of driving and handling my sitch. Fucking dude in the passenger seat, clueless looking fucking wife is who's fucking making the fucked up decisions. Sorry. If that makes me a fucking pig, I'm a pig.
No, it doesn't.
But
I'm
it's
going to
bullshit.
tell you right now.
Fucking pisses me
the
off.
joke in my household when we're in the car together, and I'm sorry, ladies, you're not all bad drivers,
They're not.
but half of you fucking are.
Right. And percentage wise.
And I'm sorry. I don't
Are
know
ya?
how many times I'm just sorry because I'm saying this out in public right now. The whole world can hear this if they would fucking just tune in.
Yeah.
But, in the car with my family, and my wife doesn't even get pissed. She kind of agrees.
Yeah.
I'm like, this has to be a woman. There's no way that this is not a woman in front of me right here. We go by, it's a lady.
Yep.
And I'm like 99% right.
But you know what they've done is now there's camouflage for them. Because once in a while, it's not a lady. What is it?
I don't know.
It's a fucking dude on his phone. I will fucking skin you for that shit. Dude, there's nothing that makes me fucking matter. I spend a lot of time driving on the highway. I go out of my way to make sure that I'm not just sitting there fucking texting away while I'm fucking driving. You know what I mean? If I get them, I push the button so that my truck reads it to me. I'll hold the fucking microphone button so I read it back. Responsible. Because I'm going 75 miles an hour in a truck on a fucking highway.
That's right.
Fuck that shit. There's no, like, you want to talk about somebody that gets the double bird every fucking time? Every time? I will
Wait.
take both hands off the wheel
Hold
just
on.
to flip you off if I pass you and you're on your fucking phone.
I thought it was the honk and then the birds.
Oh, no, he doesn't even get that.
What if he doesn't see? He's looking at his phone.
When you ride beside somebody for 3 miles straight, they fucking figure it out. They're like, what is this? Oh, fuck yeah!
All right.
Sorry. Woo! Drivers today, man.
I tell you.
Send me on a road trip. I'll come back with a story.
Let's see. Nope. Already did that one.
Back to
Here we go.
reality.
When the person in the express lane has way more items than he should have.
I don't give a fuck.
I do.
No. Who cares? At that point in time,
Just follow the
what's the
fucking
matter?
rules.
Go to self-checkout
Count your
then now.
shit.
Dude, how many places you go now that have self-checkout? All of them. If you don't fucking like the fact that he's got 14 instead of 12, go to self-checkout.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Here's one. Here's one. This is my new number one.
Oh.
When you're telling a coworker a story and somebody just comes in and cuts you off and begins a new conversation with somebody else.
Yeah. For all of those things that are on there, I think because of frequency alone, that's gonna move right up there. And it's a circle of people. You know, I think that you establish inside your work group who the interrupters are, and
As much as I hate the drivers, though, I think this happens more often.
yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I think there's part of me inside there that wants to believe that most people aren't completely fucking terrible drivers. I mean, I drive defensively, but I think in my core, somebody can read easy pass only, you know, to where I don't expect that to be the fuck up in my day. But yeah, when that person just you know, and then you feel bad because you know that person has no one else to talk to. So they see you in there and they're like, "Oh, I got to start a conversation." It doesn't matter what you were talking about. Yeah, it's fucking annoying. I agree. That's a pretty shitty one. That's close to the top. Man, I don't know how to think about that now. That's close.
Here's a driving one.
Okay.
When somebody speeds up from the right lane, cuts you off, gets in front of you, then slows down to just 1 mile under the speed limit of your cruise control.
I don't know. Are you in the middle lane then? Like I don't understand. What's our lane set up here? You got to give me a better scenario than this.
2 lanes, brother.
There's only 2 lanes. So
Somebody
homeboy from the right hand lane jumps
flies-
over in the left.
Yeah, and then goes slow.
Yeah. Are they going? Did this happen because there's like a slow truck in the right lane?
There's no further information.
For no other reason than the fact that you're the only 2 cars on the entire highway, and he just wanted to get in front of you.
I'm assuming that this is a busy highway.
I'm just trying to understand it, man.
Let's just pretend it's a
Because
busy
driving
highway.
circumstances are always different.
It's a busy highway. You're cruising, you're passing people, but somebody just has an opening. They get in front of you and they just go slower.
Yeah. I don't really care for that at all. If you're gonna get over in the left lane, your ass better move with traffic.
I mean, any other day of the week, that would be my number one because I hate people driving in the passing lane that are going slow.
I don't disagree with that.
Get the fuck out of my way. Let me go around. Then you get back out there and go slow again. And worry about the guy behind you.
Sure.
But when it's me, get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah.
Here's something interesting that kind of pertained to our last show.
Okay.
This is something. This. By the way, this list is things that piss people off. So this was a bunch of random things. This one is my Confederate flag flying racist neighbor who flips off my wife and I as we drive by, looking in the rearview mirror.
It's 2 different things.
I'm not going to get back into it, but I do have some.
No comment.
Here. I'm going to leave this. The reason why I left this on here
Stupid.
was because I had an online friend that I play fantasy football with. His name is DJ Jeremy. Actually, it's DJ John, but I call him DJ Jeremy. He responded. He listens to our show, and he was updating me because he's from Miami.
All right.
Or, well, he said the South, but I'm pretty sure he told me Miami on many occasions.
Well, those are 2 different things. Most people from the South don't associate Miami as being from the South. It's like its own fucking world down there. So
he said the South, so wherever he grew up was, I'm just going to take his, he said about our, now this is his opinion. He said that I was right. We were both right. He goes, I was right about the kid across the street not knowing what the fuck he was doing wearing that shit. Right?
the Confederate flag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Across the street from me.
Sure.
He said, but he goes, being from the South, I've seen many brothers driving around with that Confederate flag because it means a whole different thing down south.
It's true.
So, and I'm like, you know what? I guess it's all relatable to where you're from. So
Right. I just don't like that they had to associate those 2 things together on this particular topic.
I know.
I mean, that's like if any of the driving ones would have said, if a woman pulls over from the right lane in front
Right.
of you, you know what I mean? Like, why does it automatic? Because what do you think of automatically? I see cutoff T-shirt, mullet, redneck with a sweet mustache. Like that's what's going on
Well, listen,
right there.
obviously this was from a northern perspective.
It's stereotyping.
It's a northern perspective, but that was kind of where my perspective came from. So way to go, DJ Jeremy, for get me straight on that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Either way. All right. Next. Now this one. Oh my God, I hate this one.
Oh man.
When people with their pants sagging so low that the crotch of their jeans is in line with their knees, then they try to waddle across 3 lanes of 45-mile-an-hour traffic whilst talking on the phone or pushing a stroller or some kind of shit. I have seen this before. Maybe not crossing the road, but trying to do something where they should be like free to run.
I don't know.
You ever heard the song "Looking Like a Fool with Your Pants on the Ground"?
I know, but I thought that was dumb when it came out. Like, it was annoying.
That, what? Pull up your fucking pants.
That's fucking people's perspective, though, man.
Just like the Confederate flag. It's my opinion.
If some fucking lady is walking slow as fuck because she's in 6-inch heels, take the fucking heels off.
Yes.
But you don't hear that argument, though. Like, it's a preference on how you wear your clothing. People wear pants that are way too tight and they can't walk fast sometimes. Is that different than wearing them way too loose to where you can't walk? I'm just saying, like, those are the type of things, like, as long as you're not being obscene with whatever you're doing, you know what I mean?
But if you're walking down the street,
right.
Let's say there's
and your pants are so low that, like, you're showing dick cleavage, yeah, that's too much.
No,
Hike them up a little bit. But
you
other
just
than
got
that, who gives a fuck?
What the fuck are you even wearing pants for?
I'm going to tell you what. As a person that was blessed with not a lot of junk in his fucking trunk, I've had more ass crack hanging out on accident than I can fucking tell you over the fucking years. And it wasn't on fucking purpose, but, like, shit
that's
happens,
fine.
man.
It wasn't on purpose. I'm going to ask the question. When you're wearing your pants down to your mid-thigh and you can see your boxers,
Yeah.
why the fuck are you wearing pants?
That's their thing, man. I don't know. But it's their thing.
It's their thing. Do you know what that thing's supposed to represent?
What? What's it supposed to represent?
Have you ever watched any of these prison shows? When you got your pants hanging down that far, it meant that you were homosexual and you were inviting the other side.
Well, lucky for me, I'm not in fucking prison.
Right?
And I don't think if you're trying to go across 3 lanes of traffic at 45 miles an hour, I don't think that's why. Unless there's a smoking hot dude on the other side.
At this
I don't
point-
think that's your motivation.
At this point, I'm just saying, that's beside the point. Why you want to represent that? No, it goes back to kids just don't know what they're representing.
See, the difference in these things is that doesn't affect me. On my day-to-day life, that doesn't affect me. That asshole that took 10 minutes out of my life that I'm not getting back, that affected me. That's the difference in the two. I don't really care about that.
All right, here's one. Anybody that's so inconsiderate they leave their dog out all night long barking. Does that bother you?
I don't even feel like that's legal anymore because anybody that has a dog, especially if you live in town, if I left my dog outside all night long,
I've here in my neighborhood.
then you are in the luckiest
But
neighborhood because my
fortunately,
neighborhood wouldn't put up
it's-
with it. I'd have went to the dog warden would be like at my house in
I'm
no
just
time.
saying, it was like across the street, like behind the next set of houses.
We hear them all the
But
time. Plus, I got a beagle. I don't give a fuck. My dog barks at everything.
My dog barks at everything too, but not when everybody's trying to fucking sleep.
Well, that's true. That's why you cage your dog.
I don't cage my dog.
I do.
I know you do. Fucking sore. Sad.
She fucking eats everything.
Sad little puppy dog.
Takes after me.
There was more to that one.
Oh, but wait.
Well, this person is angry. So they leave their dog all night.
Okay.
They wake up with the sun and tune their motorcycle. Rev up their outboard motors. This guy must have shitty-ass neighbors. At any time of the day. Add devices to their mufflers to amplify the sound of their exhaust. Or pull up behind you while waiting at the longest traffic light with the bass so loud that your heart skips a beat.
Man, these people hate me. This is what I want to say.
Do they hate you?
Because I'm going to tell you what. Let me name off some things I like. Getting up and getting the mowing done early in the day. That way, if I want to go in and watch football at the end of the day, at noon, if I want to go watch a noon football game and I want to get the mowing and the yard work done ahead of time,
Now, wait a minute.
I don't need permission for that.
Wait a minute. You don't, but your yard ain't all that big. You tell me you can't get that yard done in an hour?
Doesn't matter. What if that's the hour I want to do it in? I don't need permission to that. No, hold on. What were some of the other ones that were on there? Because some of that other stuff is
Revving
bullshit.
their motorcycle up at the wake of dawn.
So what if you're taking your motorcycle to fucking work? What if you're having a problem with your motorcycle misfiring and you're taking it to work? Like, whatever.
Actually,
it's a vehicle.
It could be any time of the fucking day because I tell you what, my neighbor across the street, who I used to get along with, which he doesn't live there anymore, But this guy, and you could hear him. It was so annoying from even my house.
Yeah.
All day long. Wham! What? Now, this wasn't even in the morning. Just this guy. Finally, then he stuck his head over the fucking fence and said, "If it's that much of a piece of shit, get rid of it."
Again, shut up. If you don't like it, move out to the country where there's nobody else to fucking round you.
But seriously, why do you have to sit there and rev the engine over and over and over and over and over again?
Maybe it makes him happy. Like, who knows? Like you have to. I mean, when it comes to like playing music at high decibels, look, I don't give a shit. I'm 40 years old. I love to cruise with the windows
I
down, the
love the
fucking
music.
radio all the way up.
I don't have a problem with the music.
Crank that fucking shit up.
I
Yeah,
love the music.
I don't care. You can bass the shit out of it at 7:30 in the morning, but hey, that's you doing your thing. You go do you. That's fine.
Here's one. People who mumble when they speak.
Fuck that shit. Number one on the list, hands down.
Wait, there was more.
No.
Or look down when they talk, causing me to say, "What?
That doesn't.
What?"
Not even looking down, because looking down, you're still projecting forward. It's when somebody turns all the way away from you.
Yes.
And then they don't enunciate. Pretty sure you can still hear me right now. I speak with a decent baritone voice. When somebody just turns their head and you can't hear what they're saying, drives me nuts. And when I have to say, huh? After about the third huh, and it's happened before. I'm not going to call anybody out here because
Meh.
somebody that I love very much in this whole world, but like they'll be like, you can't hear nothing. Why you keep saying huh? And that's where I'm like, fucking quit mumbling. Speak up, right? That's for
No.
you, Jake Smith.
I I can't stand it either.
I hate mumbling.
The mumbling bugs me, but the talking away from when you can't hear.
Oh, I can't.
That kills me because I'm like, it's my kids because they just don't know any better.
Right.
And I'm like, you have to face me because there's.
Don't you want to be that dick that like you don't even say anything, just then do it, just be like, because if you do that enough, what will people do?
Huh?
People will turn and look. Right? That's awesome.
All right.
You're gonna ruin the show.
So I think we're about done
We're just
here.
gonna do that the rest of the time.
Well,
You got anything else on the list?
Yeah, I got a couple other things.
Well, we'll get through them real quick. Where are we at?
Holy shit! It's a short show. That's all right. Actually, it's not. We have other things to talk about.
We do.
Yeah.
So throw a couple more at me. We ain't quite done yet.
People who you see either driving with their elbows or have their hands full or literally driving with their knees. What the fuck?
I mean, I feel like one hand should be the minimum. I mean, I drive with my left hand, like predominantly. Like I do not ever drive 10 and 2. I'm left hand all the time. There's time that my elbow is resting. There's time that my arm's straight out. There's time that my arm, I mean, if I'm on a long drive, that I'll rest it down below. One hand should be the minimum. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I've got some, and I'm guilty of this at times.
Are you an elbow driver?
No,
you're a knee guy.
I don't know how you do an elbow.
You got to be a knee guy.
Yeah, well, it's not all the time. It's very unlikely for me to do it unless I've just stopped in at like McDonald's, which then my hands are full and I'm driving with the knee. But it's usually town driving. It's safe. You can trust me, everybody.
Can you just make food choices that can be single-handed?
When you eat things like Whoppers, there's no chance.
Well, yes, there is. Before you pull out of the parking lot, you get it all trimmed back, get it folded properly. That way you can hit each fold and not wear any of it.
Have you ever tried to eat a Whopper one-handed?
Yeah. Many.
All right.
Worst case scenario, I wear part of it. That's worst case scenario.
Oh, oh.
I cannot drive and eat like this. To me, that's
No.
ridiculous.
I don't either. But like, okay, I'm driving, and then I gotta do this. Boom. All right, fix something, and then then I'm back. It's not like it's the whole way through town, and I got the knee going.
But even if you can reduce to like 3 fingers, like again, drive left-handed. If you can reduce to like 3 fingers, at least you still have something on the wheel to where like you can manipulate a wrapper or something like that. I mean, I don't understand the whole, let's leave it up to the knee. We'll see how this goes.
Funny thing is, I remember telling like my cousin, like, yo, man, if you don't figure out how to drive with your knee, you ain't ever figuring nothing out. That was one of my non-classic moments. He probably crashed his car 5 times. I learned to drive with my knee.
Oh, Adam's full of shit.
He's a dumbass.
He don't know nothing.
I'm gonna shoot him in the leg with a BB gun.
Right. Now, what's funny is if you tell him something like that, and then you never do it.
Right.
Like, what kind of an idiot does that? Who drives with their knee? Stupid. That's the joke you gotta play.
I've been training myself for a year.
Right. How can you fuck with people's fucking wood at Lowe's, but then like you don't pull that shit on your cousin.
I should. Well, I fucked with him enough.
Did you?
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
All right. So getting into the second part of the show that just dawned on me. Old Glory,
Oh, glory.
45th president. What the fuck is going on with these accusations? Lay it down, Jake.
Dude, I'll be honest. I was on the road yesterday. I saw this morning at like 6:30 this morning that they're starting the impeachment process. They're starting the investigation into impeachment across the 6 different committees of the House are doing investigations each independently to see if they can find anything wrongdoing.
Now stop right there.
Okay.
So the Democratic Party, the Dems, the lefts, whatever you want to call them. I don't know if you can group them into one big group. But ever since he's been in office, Mr. Donald Trump,
Jay.
45th president of the United States.
Yep, my president.
That we're pretty proud of here. Ever since he's been in office, they have done nothing but try to smear his name. It hasn't fucking worked. Do you think this is even going to... Is this just going to be the same old shit? Is it just not going to work? Because here's my question. To me, this is like crying rape. If you cry rape...
So you got to be real careful with this conversation.
No, if you cry rape and you're falsely accusing somebody just because you want to get back at them or something or whatever, you can be held responsible for that.
Some places, they still don't have that law fucking finalized
Okay, well,
correctly yet, but yes.
In those some places, you can be for false accusations, is what I'm getting at.
Sure.
So you can, I guess I just used rape as a subject. So false accusations, being held accountable for what you're claiming. But this would never be the case in this. Like Pelosi's calling for the impeachment. If they don't find anything, all those people should be fucking fired, in my opinion.
Well, we've already wasted 2+ years on Mueller that came out with nothing. So I'm going to tell you what, and this isn't me being extreme or anything else. If the Democratic Party of this country is looking for a civil war, this is the best way to do it right here. You're not going to do it with race or anything like that. If you impeach the most popular president ever,
Since JFK.
probably, I mean, Reagan.
Reagan's
was
a
right
good
there.
one. Yeah, he's pretty popular.
But I'm just saying, like, he's such a polarizing figure, and I know there's people, their brain is melting right now because we have the gall to say what we're saying, but I just want those people to shut
you
the fuck up.
think it would really lead to a civil war?
Yeah. I tell you,
It would be a pretty fucking quick war.
I just wouldn't be. Yeah, and you know which side has all the guns. I honestly do. I can't imagine what the mutiny. There would be some form of a mutiny against our currently established federal government. You know, if I end up dead or on a list somewhere, sorry, you heard it here first, but legitimately, enough people, I believe, would radicalize in that moment because it's a complete injustice to our system. This is who we voted for. This is who our president is. It's all been smoke and mirrors and bullshit. We've gotten to a point where media is openly biased on everything that they do. There is no just getting your fucking news in this world anymore. You can't trust anything because it's all fucking propaganda. And it's all propaganda on one station for Trump and 19 other stations for the left. So at some point, people are going to just get completely sick of the shit and there's going to be a fucking explosion.
So there was a bunch about this little gal from Germany or something. I don't even know. The Ukraine. I don't even know. It was talking about climate. Did you see any of this?
No.
Didn't see any of it. Damn
Dude,
it.
I'm sorry. I've been busy.
And then,
I usually keep up on this pretty well, too.
yeah, and Greta something.
Okay.
Young gal. And, she fucking... A lot of people are coming out and saying that this is like child abuse almost because... brainwash kids or children, if you want to call them, just completely not getting the point about saying that you've killed my childhood and all this other stuff about you've ruined my childhood and because they're saying that basically they're not going to live to be adults because the world's going to end.
I don't understand what the basis of this. Why?
Because of the climate. Because the climate. The way we've kept the world with the trash everywhere, with the ozone layer, we're killing the Earth. The Earth is dying. We're all living on a dying planet. Newsflash, as soon as the Earth was fucking created, it started dying, just like everybody that's been born.
Have you ever heard of the Ice Age?
Yeah.
Climate change is real. Anybody that says it's not real isn't paying attention. That's the truth. It also is true that it changes over long periods of time. Fucking shit changes. That's what happens. Climate change happens. The earth changes. Like, at one point, the entire thing was covered with fucking ice. Like, I don't know what you guys want me to fucking say. Like, nobody's denying that it's real. What we're saying is that you want to blame they want to blame the right for all of it or try to pass legislation that's absolutely fucking insane.
Well,
While not holding other countries accountable for the shit that they do.
Trump pretty much just goes like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. And
Yeah.
He said pretty much as long as we're all good people and we do right by each other, that we'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Basically, there's a lot of truth there. There's not a whole lot we can do to fix. I mean, what are we going to do? Stop using things? Are we going to stop having the garbage picked up once a week? I mean, how are we?
This is the
How would this little girl like to stop? I'd like to see her garbage can. I bet you it's full every week.
I'm sure. It kills me, man. Like, people that are like freaking out about plastic straws in California. You want to go take a look at the streets of Los Angeles or San Francisco? You want to talk about fixing a fucking problem first? I mean, it's stupid. Like, things like that, I can't even get behind or listen to. If you offer me only a paper straw and that's my only option, I will no longer visit your establishment. It's fucking ridiculous. I can't help it. So we'll see. As impeachment goes on, if it actually fucking happens, it's going to get dirty, man. It is going to get fucking dirty.
There was I don't know if this has to do with the impeachment. So I did listen to Pelosi's one thing where she said, it was just like a 30-second bit.
Yeah.
Where she said, well, we were waiting for enough evidence or yada yada, and we finally got it, and that's why we're pushing forward. And there was some transcripts about a phone call.
What, to the Ukraine?
Maybe.
Yeah. I saw a little bit about that, but like, this is another situation to where President Trump is saying that he made a complete...
It was about Biden.
It was about Biden's son or some shit that, and Trump said, I said nothing bad on here, like, at all about anything, and they're trying to allege that he had. And that's what they think that, like, this part of it's going to be based on.
I'm going to tell you what, they don't, I could be wrong. We could be sitting here in a month being like, holy fuck, but I think this is just another one of those bullshit things.
It is, man. Giuliani was on there this morning talking about how the fact that...
Holy fuck, it just hit me.
Yeah,
I know why they're doing this.
why? They're trying to discredit him before the election.
If you put impeachment by somebody's name around his head, across his forehead, I mean, it exactly. They're trying to discredit him.
They got nothing left, man.
But what's going to happen is when none of this happens,
They got 4 more years of it.
You know what they're trying to do? Exactly what he did to Hillary. About those fucking emails. Do you remember that?
It wasn't just the emails. Like, I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole, but there were so many things beyond those emails.
I know, but he said they were going to uncover it, and then they never even went back to it because all it did was smear her name. It was great.
You know what, though? I'm glad he didn't spend all the time focusing on her once he got elected. He spent his time focusing on the country. That's what our president's supposed to do.
That's right.
So, we'll see. This is to be continued. I don't have any more to say about this right now because I'm just going to piss off a bunch of people, and I'm going to reserve my right to make more comments as dumb shit comes out.
Hey, can you get your phone out real quick?
Okay.
And go to the Twitter account. I posted a picture on there about the top 10. We don't really have time to go over this on the Gallows. So
I don't even know where I'm going to find this at. I'm untwitterfied.
Go to the home button.
I'm on the home button.
Here, let me see. Are you plugged in?
Yeah.
Go profile.
Profile.
Scroll down.
Scrolling.
Keep going. Keep going.
Still scrolling.
Keep going. Scroll a lot longer.
I don't know.
Right there. Click that.
Mm-hmm.
Click it.
Okay.
All right. So, Jake's going to read off. These are the, this is year to date, or from 1976.
Oh, okay. This is the Gallows portion of this show. You got to get that out there.
Yeah.
So this is the fun fact of from From 1976 to current, these are out of the 1,500 executions that there have been. These are the state by state leaders.
Yes.
I'm just gonna give you the top 10.
Yeah, well, that's all there is.
No, there's 20.
No. The other side's something different.
Oh, I gotcha. So coming in at number 10 is South Carolina, southeastern state.
How many?
43.
So this is since 1976.
Yes.
They've executed 43, and what was it? South what?
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Coming in right behind them at 43 as well, and a tie is the other Carolina, North Carolina.
Wow, they don't want to. They're like the twinsies.
Right. So we got a little bit of room now. Coming in at 8th place is the greatest state of the union, OH.
Ohio.
That's right, Ohio with 56.
Number 8. I'm proud that we're in the top fucking 10.
That's right. Just in front of us with 66 is the great state of Alabama.
You can go back to Greenbow, Alabama.
So far we got 1 northern state and 3 southern states. We're gonna stay with the southern states, and Georgia was 74.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you might think that's a lot, but wait till you hear some.
Oh, we're not there yet. Coming in at number 5 is Missouri.
It can be some misery out there.
Right, number 88. 88 people. That's good work. I'd like to congratulate Florida. Coming in at number 4, they are 99, so they're 1 away from their sweet centennial. 100 down since 1976.
Nice work, Florida.
Rotten bastards.
Hey, one of those was Ted Bundy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it was. Good job. So without him, there'd only be 98.
Damn it.
Coming in at number 3 on the list. Probably wouldn't have guessed this if I was going to put this list together. The great state of Oklahoma. So we're definitely staying on the southern part of the country.
Ruthless down there.
Yeah, 112. Some fucking bad dudes apparently running around in the South.
That was number 2?
Yeah, that was number 3. Number 2.
It's got to be Tennessee.
No,
No?
it's Virginia
Holy shit.
with 113.
And what was the other one?
Oklahoma's right behind them at 112.
Holy shit.
So they're knocking on heaven's door. They're about to.
So Virginia.
Right. Yeah, Virginia's number 2. And I'm sure you guys all know what it is going in. Number 1, Texas.
Don't. Why do people kill people in Texas?
564 people. More than a third of the executions in this country since 1976 have taken place in the great state of Texas. So wait, let's add it up.
And our first one was 43 at number 10, and it drops off severely after that.
And that is more than numbers 2 through 7 combined.
Wow.
Don't mess with Texas.
You don't want to kill. If you want to go to Texas and live a nice, happy life, do it. But don't kill anybody there. You're going to get fried.
Yeah. So
what's the other side?
just executions in different years.
Okay, so these were different. These were the years that they killed the most.
Okay, so by year.
Well, they also have recent years just to compare.
Yeah. So in 1999, 98 people.
That was a party. They were partied in 1999.
That's like every 3 days, man.
99 people. That's
just knocking them off the list.
Wait, 99 in 19?
No, 98 in 1999.
Oh, if they'd had one more, it'd have been perfect.
So it was like 98, 99, 2000. 2004 had 59. So that's a huge fall off. That's 40 people basically off the list.
5 more years later?
Yeah. 09 was 52. 2014 was 35. 15 was 28. So we're falling literally by year. 16 has a watermark of 20. Well, that's a little bit.
Now that's for the whole year.
Yeah, that's for the whole year. 17 kicked it up a notch with 23. 18 rebounded a little bit with 25. And at 19, right now we're only sitting at 15.
So you're probably going to get 18 to 25 a year.
But there's only one that's below 20 right now, and that's right now. Every other one is at least 20. 20 was the low water mark, so we're 20 to 25 over the last 6 years.
So they're going to make us enjoy these. It's not like, kapow, kapow, kapow. Yeah, can you imagine that one every...
Well, enjoy is kind of a strong word for it. I mean...
I don't know. When these people, the deserving ones...
It's problem elimination.
I'm sorry. When these guys, the ones that deserve it and the ones that are guilty, it's a good time.
That's right.
Sorry. All right.
Well, get ready for it. The Gallows will be debuting very, very soon. We'll make sure that that's, again, blasted across all of our social media platforms. That way you guys are ready for it. Hit us up with what you think about tonight's show. There's got to be some things that piss you off. And if it's impeachment, you can tell us that too. We don't care. The Harper guys at gmail.com.
Yeah, we're not the only. I said that wrong. We know there's some Dems out there and lefties that are spitting at the screen right now, but that's okay.
That's right. Tell me why. Like, that's just my thing. Like, damn it. I don't care. Just tell me.
Prove it to me, right?
Right. Can I finish?
Can I finish?
That's all I got.
Well, it's been a good show. I hope you all enjoyed it. Like I said, or like Jake said, check us out at the Gallows. It will be arriving here in a couple days.
That's right. And we'll see you in a couple weeks with a new Harper. Pip, pip.
Cheerio.